This is your boy KxngTrizz, and welcome to the SNL Pod. I'm here with my co-host, your boy.
Assistant Commissioner Slick.
Yes, sir. And this is week 2, man. Now, let's get right into it, man. Week 2 was great for me, at least. I can't speak for anybody else, but yeah, man. Week 2 was great. A lot of stuff happened in the background. A lot of injuries, some trades. And teams starting to look how they're supposed to look, and teams starting to fall apart. So let's get right into it, man. First matchup of the week, we're gonna go with the brothers, DemBoys versus C Blizzy. Now, this is the one when last week we talked about both of their teams, and we said we feel that they are not threats to us at all, and they proved that to be true this week. DemBoys scoring 88 points. C Blizzy scoring 106. Now on the losing side, DemBoys had Daniels, the wide receiver, the quarterback for Washington, scoring 24.5 points. As we know, we said if you can get 25, 26 points from a quarterback, that's a pretty decent outing. That's pretty much the only highlight on this team versus Charbonnet, which is his running back, who gave him 17.5 points. Rashid White, Tampa Bay running back, scored 3 points. He got injured during the game. Wilson from New York Jets, the wide receiver, gave him 10 points. But outside of that, that was it, man. His defense gave him 11. Everybody else failed. The bench was bad. The only good redeeming portion of the bench was Kyler Murray, 36 points. That's who he really should have in there, outside of the rookie. But I think he trusts the rookie, so we'll see how that goes. But at the end of the day, man, just like how we clowned you last week for not reaching 100, we're going to clown DemBoys this week for not reaching 100. His team is not a threat. I will say that again. 88 points, man. He has a lot of work to do. Going over to C Blizzy, who 106.5, also not a threat. Though he goes into the win column, and a win is a win is a win. His quarterback, Richardson, 18 points, 3 interceptions. He had a terrible game.
Three picks is crazy for week 2.
Hopefully he can clean that up moving forward. I've already said I don't like the way Indiana is running the offense this year. I'm getting rid of my Indiana players, man, because I don't feel like these dudes are going to give me the points when I need it. On the other hand, Kyron Williams for the Rams gave him 15 points, which is good. Mason from San Francisco gave him 17 points, 100 yards and a touchdown, just essentially replacing CMC. Debo gave him 19 points, but he got injured. Outside of the flex, David Moore giving him 11 points. There really isn't anybody that really stands out. On the bench, he has Jameson Williams for Detroit Lions, a wide receiver, gave him, what was that? 14 points. Yeah, man, 14 points.
79 yards.
That's pretty good without a touchdown. You can take that every day. But like I said, man, I'm looking at the team. He did win. I'm not seeing anybody that's a threat. So he also needs to work on his team. There's some trades that went on with him. There's some trades that went on with him today, so we'll see how that affects the team moving forward. Maybe he's gonna get better, maybe he's gonna get worse. You never know.
Trade drama starting early,
and it's funny because remember he was a key figure in the swindle of last season. Maybe we'll talk about that later. We'll see, but just know that trades have already started between these boys, and there's drama in the chat, man. But anyway, C Blizzy, 106.5 points, coming out with a win in week 2. Good for him, man. Good for him.
For DemBoys, we see Tyreek Hill with only 6 points, Tua going down. That really hurt him and can hurt Tyreek's production. And of course, that first game, Tua not being able to finish the game, only gave Tyreek Hill 3 points, 3 receptions, and 24 yards. So you could say that DemBoys wasn't at full strength, and same with C Blizzy. I know Mason gave him 17 points, but we know CMC can do more, but he's not here. So I think these are two teams that are not at full strength, but at the same time, it just is what it is. 106.5, 88, not a threat currently for the playoffs.
And like I asked, remember we talked about last week, outside of Tyreek Hill, right? Who does he have that's really going to make his team stand out? If Tyreek Hill gave him 20 more points, that's only 108. And that's with Charbonnet giving him 17 points. And Wilson giving him 10. And the defense giving him 11. No, I'm saying I'm not expecting Laporta to be that great as a tight end. Tight ends have been not great so far. I'm not expecting Laporta to be that great. He has trouble in the running back department unless Walker comes back, but then when Walker comes back, that replaces Charbonnet.
Right.
So why I don't trust Tampa Bay running backs right now.
DemBoys did say, why are we putting his team on blast? I will give him credit. He did come in third place last year, but last year was last year, so do better. Houston boy with Thelonious punt. And man, that was not fair at all. Thelonious punt winning 145.5 to 96.5. So that's two teams not reaching 100 this week. I guess I set the trend last week, and everyone wants to copy me. On the winning side with Thelonious punt, Lamar Jackson 26 points, Pacheco 16 points, which is great, but he is out now, so we'll see how
Broken leg.
Thelonious punt. Yeah, broken leg. So we'll see how Thelonious punt replaces him. We got Jacobs with 13 points, St. Brown 22.5 points, Godwin 24.5 points, which is great. So he had a good spread of numbers. Then it goes down a little bit with 6.5 Goddard, 7.5 Cup, and 9.5 with his defense, which isn't bad. But Fairbairn, Ka'imi Fairbairn, 20 points on the kicker. 4 field goals made and 1 extra point. 20 points is amazing. Anything, I don't know, 10 and up from a kicker is a good day. I see a lot of question marks. I see a lot of doubtfuls, and I see a few outs even going down to his bench. 145.5 could be one of the highest scores Thelonious punt could put up this season.
I mean, he did 150. He did 153, I think, last week. So
this is true, but going forward, I don't think he's gonna be putting up those numbers again.
Yeah, he has, because with the injuries coming up, his team is still going to be a good team. He still got, like I said, he still got Godwin. Amon-Ra, I don't think it's that big of injury. I think it's just a questionable. Still has Jacobs. Lamar Jackson's going to give him points. Kyrie Fairbairn, as long as they keep being within 50, 40 yards, they're going to kick a field goal. And, he's not missing. So, and Zay Flowers on the bench gave him 22. So he has the pieces to, barring injuries, to still put up good numbers. So I'm not worried.
And on the other side with Houston boy, not a good showing. Only 2 players did well with Achane and Dobbins. Achane with 29, Dobbins 20. But then Josh Allen, 15.5 points. That's terrible for the quarterback position. Diggs, 7.5. McConkey, 4.5 points. Kincaid, 7. Dell, 2.5. The defense, 5.5. And his kicker, Moody, with 5. Not a good showing for Houston boy. He did leave DK Metcalf on the bench with 28.5 points, but still not winning. So
it could have been close, though.
It could have been close, sir.
I'll tell you why it could have been close. It could have been close if Stroud, if he had Stroud in, that's a 10 extra points, so that's 106.5.
This is true.
DK Metcalf in over, let's just say McClellan, that's 24 points. So now we talking about 130. Wilson in, I mean, I don't know where he's going to put Wilson, but that's another 5 extra points over anybody else. So 130, it would have been close. It would have been close. So I'm not even concerned about his team because his bench put up numbers. So it's just a off week for him with everybody else, with Diggs and Kincaid and Dell. And
but let's not forget,
Allen.
though.
Definitely Allen. Allen screwed him over.
Let's not forget, though. So it could have been an off day, but going forward, Achane's numbers will go down. He is the receiving back for Miami, and without Tua there. Well, you know what? Actually, without Tua there could be a lot of checkdowns. So
and they can run the ball more.
If they're gonna run the ball, they're gonna give it a most likely. So
they're gonna run committee. I think they're gonna run committee.
I don't know. Maybe Chan's production goes lower. Maybe it stays the same with a lot of checkdowns with the backup quarterback. So it could be something to watch if I'm Houston boy.
Yeah. No alarms yet though. I think he's in good company. So I'm not too worried about him right now. Another really amazing game. Team Donnie versus Slick. What's crazy about that is Slick put up 138.5 points. Congratulations, my boy Slick. 138.5 points.
That's
He's
crazy.
clowning this man last week for putting, what was it, 62.5? That was trash. But you redeemed yourself.
I wasn't gonna have a repeat of last week. Last year I've put up 100. I was the only team to put up 100 points every single game. Last week was an anomaly for me, underneath 100. That's not normal. And I was able to do it this week, but
and just like Diddy, you did it well. I'm telling you, bro.
Whoa. Whoa,
So
that's crazy.
hey, what 62 last week was crazy, but anyway, 138.5 points, 28 from Burrow, which is pretty good, 15 from Taylor, which is again at Indiana offense. I'm gonna be real with you, man.
Yep.
I'm not expecting a lot of 20-point games from Taylor this season. I'm seeing him hovering in the 15-point zones, like 100 yards, one
15
touchdown.
is 15 is not bad, but
It's not
I
bad,
I
but
hear you. I want great games. I need great
that's what I'm
games.
saying from him, especially because he has the name,
My team can't afford regular games. I
right?
need either to have great games to win, or I need to rely on my opponent to have a
Right.
terrible day.
Put things into consideration. Singletary from New York, 14.5 points, basically the same amount of points with a fumble.
Right.
Like Singletary on New York is not supposed to have more points than Taylor on Indiana, but that's my concern. Ayuk, that man held out. He got some money and he's trash. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. Marvin
Yeah.
Harrison Jr. 3
Yes, sir.
touchdowns. Was it 3 touchdowns? No, 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of the game. Golly.
He showed out, and
Oh
that's where
my
I thought I
gosh.
was gonna go crazy and finally win for this season. But
29 points. I love that. 4 receptions, 130 yards. But you know what's crazy though?
yeah,
After the first 5 minutes, he was like cool. He cooled
mhm,
down tremendously for like the whole
pretty
game
much
until like
non-existent.
the fourth quarter. He had like 24 points in the first 5 minutes
Yep.
and only 4 points in the rest of the game. So that's to me a concern. It's
Mhm.
good enough for the win, right? But it's a concern for how they're going to use him moving forward, and we'll see how that unfolds. And Calvin Ridley, man, 24.5 points, which is pretty good on Tennessee. Tennessee's kind of weird to me as well. We'll see how that goes. But Calvin Ridley, has been known to, when he's targeted, can get big numbers at times. So Tucker, 12 points. That's good. Your bench was basically, well, no, Shaheed on the bench.
Yeah, that was my mistake, and I
Yeah,
think if I had him in there, I win. It's my only person that I wasn't sure who to put in. I figured Ayuk would have had a better week 2. My gut told me to stick with Ridley, and I'm glad I did. 24.5 points, but
yeah.
if only I switched out Ayuk for
Ridley,
Shaheed,
that's a dub.
that would have been a dub. Yeah,
Yeah. For Shaheed, that's a dub. That's good. Worthy took a
but
huge step back, and I knew that was going to happen.
so did I. He's a
Yeah,
rookie. He's fast. They're still figuring him out.
yeah,
They're gonna run specific plays to get him in, to get the ball in his hands, and that's not really production wise a good thing for fantasy.
yeah.
Because it's pinch situations. It's all
And Mahomes,
situational football.
yeah, Mahomes isn't going to force feed anybody but Kelsey, if we're going to be honest.
So
Yeah.
unless he proves himself that he can hang with the rest of the wide receivers, Worthy is another bench rider for right now.
But even though you scored 138.5 points, that did not result in a dub. So that still
No,
puts you in the 0-2 department for now. But scoring that much, and it gives me faith moving forward, man. Like it's 14 games in the season.
yep.
There's a lot of games left. There's a lot of moves to be made, and I'm not concerned about you anymore. But on the other end, somebody who we said looked really good, but we didn't know how dangerous she could be, is Team Donnie. Now we gave her praises last year because she had a decent team. She didn't make the playoffs, but she had a decent team. This year, she's looking good, man.
She's looking
Jalen
for
Hurts,
revenge.
35 points. Bijan Robinson, 16 points. Mixon got injured, but Mixon's going to do good in Houston. Only 8 points. Devontae Adams, 26 points.
Yeah, 9 receptions,
Mm-hmm.
110 yards, and a
Yeah.
touchdown.
Drake London is who killed you, because we said you losing the game, because the game was basically
Man.
you had a 50-point lead coming into Monday. And we said Jalen Hurts is going to get his. Bijan is going to give you his projections, which he did. You winning or losing depends on Drake London. And that greatly depended on Drake London scoring 10 points or less. And that man put up
And
17 on your tet, boy.
we were tied up with that game-winning drive by Kirk Cousins and the Falcons.
Yep.
And I said, I can't afford one catch from Drake London, and she will beat me by 1 point. Not
Yeah.
only did he get that one catch,
He
he got
scored
a
a touchdown
touchdown
in
at
the next
the end.
possession. Yeah.
Man,
Wild.
that hurt.
Yeah, nah,
That
bro.
hurt.
You could have had that win, man. But that's good for her. Trey McBride, another random tight end that just Trey McBride only got 18.5 points because he jumped on a fumble, bro.
Why, did
Like,
that give him a touchdown?
yeah.
Or what?
Bijan fumbled into the end zone. Trey McBride jumped on it. Touchdown.
Man, that is some bad luck. This is what happened last year. Last year I would put up numbers. Like I said, I was the only team to put up at the very least 100 points every game.
Yeah.
And my average points was up there.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I have a great game, someone else just has an even better game every week. So
it happens.
Here is my best game of the season, and here goes Donnie going 147. That's deflating.
Yeah. Pollard she had Pollard on the bench with 15 points. Kicker's gonna get his. It's Harrison Butker from Kansas City, 10 points. And the Pittsburgh defense looking pretty good, but it went against Denver. I expect, it's Denver, 12 points. So she scored 147, essentially scoring what I said is second highest this week, the second highest points this week, man. But she's up there. She's in the win column. And congratulations to Team Donnie, man. That was great.
Next game, we've got JD Grams and Negro Damas, a.k.a. Commissioner KxngTrizz.
Yes, sir.
If you're not aware, I don't know why he changed his name to Negro Damas, but he did.
Because I can see the future. Y'all ever see? All right, for those who don't know, there is a skit on the Dave Chappelle show with Paul Mooney. The character he plays is called Negro Damas. He's a guy who basically sees the future or just says these profound things or words of wisdom and so forth. And I think it's an amazing game because I've been feeling a little bit Negro Damas myself, seeing things come to fruition, speaking into the future. So I figured I'd take on the moniker.
Did you see your loss last week in your future?
I didn't see my loss, but like I said, I scored enough to beat everybody else but the guy who beat me. It is what it is. But I did see the win today. What did I say last week? I said I was confident that my team could dispose this man. And this man said he was going to put me in the nursing home. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you got to respect your elders, because JD first grade, JD meet the Grams, JD was never here, came to me, put up a measly 121.5 points against my 163.5. Well, hey, listen, man, it is what it is. You play the person in front of you. Break that down, man. Let the people know how I dispose this man, bro.
Yeah, so Dak Prescott, you calling him Dakota this week? Or
He's still Dakota this week, man, because he got two picks.
Dakota Prescott, 25.5 points. That's regular. Saquon Barkley, 17.5, but could have had a little bit more if he caught the ball or if he didn't get short before the goal line.
And if he caught the ball, you might have won that game too.
I probably would have. That's insane. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
But here's where you really won was Kamara. 44 points, 115 points, 4 total touchdowns. That is because I'm always reminded that during the draft, I had to pick before you, and I didn't take Kamara.
And like all the other top running backs were off the board. And everybody looked at Kamara and be like, you know what? Maybe it's going to be his down year. I don't know. I don't trust New Orleans. That's the consensus people was having against Kamara. We saw this. We were in like the 4th or 5th round at that point. We were deep into the draft, bro.
We were deep, but Justin Jefferson, 23 points, but he is questionable now. So
it's a quad injury. He'll be back. I'm not worried about him.
Pittman was your only person that didn't perform well with 5 points. Kittle, 20.5 points. I guess Kittle is finding a rhythm without CMC, so you are benefiting a lot. Brian Robinson with 14 points. Denver, 7 points. Your kicker, Elliott, 7 points. But yeah, Kamara really propelled you ahead because take away... Well, we don't need to do that. We understand what would happen without the 44. Could be a closer game. Probably still would have won, but
44, I'm still winning. Put in Montgomery, I'm still winning. Put in Neighbors, I'm killing this dude.
This is true. You left 17 with Montgomery and 28.5 with Neighbors. So JD Grams really got a whooping. On his side, he had Patrick Mahomes, 21.5 points. Cook did pretty well. 28 points. He had 3 total touchdowns on 78 yards, at least on the ground. Very good. Ford, 7 points. Rice, 18.5 points. And then the rest is just okay, with Reed, 6 points, and Kelsey, 1.5. Thomas, who had 11 points. This is good to see, I guess, for him. His defense, 11 points, and his kicker, 17 points. If he gets a little bit more with Patrick Mahomes and either with Kelsey, I think it's a closer game. Maybe it's a win. Maybe it's a loss by a few points, but thankfully
Not
for you, he did not, and you were able to, what did you say last week, dispose of him.
disposes, man. That's a 42 point whooping.
Maybe his
Yeah,
trash talk will slow down, maybe it won't, but I hope he
we'll see.
learns.
I think he's still confident in his team because he's going to he looked at Reed's 32 points last week and he thought Reed was going to do the same thing. I said Reed's not going to do that again. Boom, 6 points. He's going to look at Cook's 28 and he thinks Cook's going to do that again. He
I
could.
don't see it.
He could. I don't see it. Rice seems like the number one target in KC right now. So he's going to get those points. Kelsey actually had a lot of catches that were called back because of penalties and so forth. That could have changed. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, he got beat, but his team is it's actually pretty good. It's middle of the pack. He can go far with the team. Actually, it's definitely better than Blizzy and DemBoys. I'll tell you that much.
All right, good job, JD Grams. You're at least better than 2 other teams. And game of the week's called last week ended up being the game of the year so far. We had Pico de Guapo, Central C. I'll let you go ahead and take that one.
So Pico de Guapo versus Central C. Now, we said this was going to be game of the year, and it was because the game ended in a tie, folks. 130 each. As we know, on Pico's side, Tua Tagovailoa went down, so he only gave 13 points. I think Tua was the reason why that tie happened because, like we said, he went down. But he also threw for 3 interceptions though before he went down, so that was pretty trash. Breece Hall, 24 points. We know Breece Hall to be an up and coming back in the league right now. He's doing his thing. 24 points. Najee Harris, 8 points. He's not to be trusted on Pittsburgh. Honestly, he can give you decent. He'll probably have 1 or 2 good games in him this season, where he just probably goes off. But outside of that, I don't see it. Jamar Chase, Cincinnati's being really sus right now. Collins on Houston. I said Houston is a good team. 27.5 points. I like that. Mark Andrews is not being used as much in the Baltimore offense right now. They're probably trying to iron out the kinks, see how that goes. James Conner, the number 1 option in Arizona as a running back. I love it. 19 points. The Jets defense, 12. And Dick of the kicker, 10 points, man. He left Etienne on the bench with 14.5 points. Had he put Etienne instead of Najee Harris, he would have won that game. But the quarterback, Brock Purdy, he's going to have to go with Brock Purdy from now on. And Purdy's doing pretty good, 27 points on the bench. Many opportunities for him to have a win. I know he's kicking himself in the head right now because he's just looking at a few mistakes that he made that, and it's always the last minute before the game decision.
Always.
Yeah. Always. On the other hand, you had Central C who did the best he could, if I'm going to be honest. Except for Devontae Smith, who he has on the bench for 20 points. That's it.
That's it. He didn't really leave a lot of points because think about it. His wide receiver, both his wide receivers. No, I lied. Just one. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I'm seeing it now. Mike Evans with 7 points. I thought I was looking at Henry with 16, but it's actually Evans there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
been a difference maker.
Yeah. That would have been the only difference maker. Devontae Smith versus instead of Evans, but obviously you're gonna put Evans in the game over that, because it's Mike Evans. He's gonna get his regardless. Isn't he? I think I saw a stat saying that he has the most reception touchdowns in the league right now as an active player. I could be wrong, but I think I saw
that. Career stats as active. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
he got a lot out last year.
He did. He did. But anyway, Baker Mayfield 24 points. Gibbs from Detroit 17 points. Henry 16 points, which is actually pretty good for him, being on a new offense. Lamb with 19. I needed more out of Dakota. I think as Dakota gets better, Lamb is also going to get better for Central C. Evans the only let down with 7 points, 3 receptions for 42 yards. I got to look into that, man, because that's not. He only had 6 targets. Yeah, only 6 targets. So 7 points. We had Brock Bowers. I don't know who that is. He's a tight end, but he came out with 18.5 points.
9 receptions, 98 yards. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Like
tight end 9 times. How many
that's
targets?
Crazy.
Yeah, 9 targets, 9 receptions. Wow. That's
a
pretty good stat line.
That's pretty good stat line. So that means who's guarding Minshew's over there? So he's probably balling right now. I actually have not looked at him. He's on the waivers. Nobody's looking at Gardner Minshew. But maybe he's doing good. Look at that later. Ramondre Stevenson, the number 1 option in New England, 16.5 points, 81 yards and a touchdown, which is pretty good. The Dallas defense got rocked.
Did they?
The Dallas defense, bro. New Orleans.
Oh, right. Yeah. They went crazy once again for the second week in a row.
Derek Carr was slinging that rock like he was a drug dealer. Man was running over them boys like he was like he was Usain Bolt. You know what I'm saying? And it was just bad, man. It was just bad. And on the other end, Dak was throwing picks. So here's what it is, man. Santos, 11 points as a kicker, and yeah, and his bench is trash. It's really trash.
I don't see it as trash. I see it more of he put the best guys in, except for Smith. He put all the best guys in. You always don't want your bench to outperform your starters, and he did a good job this week
That is
to do
true.
that.
That is true. He can go to bed feeling good that his bench did not perform as the starters, but I like knowing that I have options, and he don't look like he got options outside of Devontae Smith.
One other thing that made this game more intense was Central C was down 5 points exactly at 125 to 130.
Yes,
But the 50-yard field goal
by
got him to
Santos.
130. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that came down to an extra point, but not an extra point. That came down to a field goal by the kicker. I'm trying to let you guys know the kickers are very important in
very important
fantasy.
this season. Yeah.
Shout out to that, but I guess in the grand scheme of things, this game was pointless for both of them because they don't move up or down really.
Well, technically, it's not really pointless. I always say like ties are not ideal, but ties will work for you in the loss column because you have one less loss than everybody else, and it's going to work against you in the win column because you have one less win than everybody else. So it's good in the losing situation, not necessarily a winning situation.
But I guess the all-time matchup between Pico and Central C is 1-1-1. So
1-1-1.
We need another matchup to determine who's the daddy.
Definitely.
We need another matchup to find out who is father and who is son.
Nah, somebody said in the chat that they co-parenting right now, bro. They calling each other daddy, bro. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Diddy got arrested today, man. They should have arrested y'all too, man.
Yo,
that's
what's up with
wild.
all this Diddy talk?
I don't know, bro. They talking about daddies.
1,000 bottles of lube is insane. But anyway,
that's crazy. Why you need all that lubrication, fam?
Ask Pico and Central C.
Hey, yeah, you're right. You're right on that one. That's crazy.
So those were the games that happened last week. Some big winners, some big losers, and some just half a win, half a loss, whatever the tie goes into. So how that changes with the playoff bracket. Playoff bracket currently is Thelonious Punt, still first place. Team Donnie, second. Third place is Central C. Fourth place, Negro Damas. Fifth place, JD Grams. And last place in the playoffs is Houston Boy. Very early, of course. Things are destined to change as we progress through the weeks. But that is once again, very early playoff predictions.
Yeah. And when we look at the standings when it comes to the divisions, in the Secret Society division, Thelonious Punt with a 2-0 record being on the top. Followed right behind him is myself, Negro Damas, with 1-1. Then right behind me is JD Grams, also being 1-1. Houston Boy right behind 1-1. And C Blizzy being 1-1. So now whole division has wins. And like I said, I think I'm in the stronger division because, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins so far.
Yeah.
On the other side, there's only 3 wins in the Renaissance division. Team Donnie holding 2 of those wins, and Central C having 1 of those. Pico de Guapo, 1 loss, 1 tie, and unfortunately your boy Slick 0-2, and DemBoys 0-2. Not looking good, but it's early season. We can move forward knowing that a lot of changes are going to happen, and this is not going to stay the way it is, man.
I agree. So looking forward to next week. We
Yes, sir.
have games coming up. Slick versus DemBoys. Central C, Thelonious Punt, Negro Damas, and C Blizzy. JD Grams and Houston Boy. Team Donnie and Pico de Guapo. Is there any game that sticks out to you?
Slick versus DemBoys. And the reason why I say this is these are the only 2 winless teams. Somebody's going to go 0-3. Just going to see who, man. Currently, DemBoys is projected 134, and you're projected 116. I know some moves I know those numbers are gonna change when moves, waivers are going through tonight. Yeah, currently it's in his favor, and but projections are just projections. They give him the idea, and sometimes they come true. Sometimes they your false narratives. Yeah.
For me, I'm looking at. I can't agree with you, Slick DemBoys. That is a must-win for both teams. If both teams could tie, that'd be the best outcome. But somebody has to win that one. I think I'm looking at not too many storylines this week. I don't want to. I could say Central C Thelonious punt. I don't know. I feel like it's a balanced week. Yeah, pretty balanced. So I'll give game of the week the must win is the Slick versus DemBoys. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what we're gonna be looking at overall for the league. Personally, I'm going up against C Blizzy. His team is projected 133. My team's projected 143. That's crazy. I didn't even know it was that high. But
It's the highest in the league right now.
it is. Right behind me is Pico, actually with 140. So Pico and Donnie might actually be a really good game.
Yes, I was about to go there because Pico is also winless.
Yeah.
And Donnie's been balling, and Pico is can ball as well. So.
So Donnie's looking to go 3-0.
Pico's trying to get 1-1-1. And
Right.
spoiled Donnie's 3-game win streak. So that's I think I can see that. I'll be watching that one.
Okay, so I'm looking at 3 games then. I'm looking at Donnie, who's trying to go to 3-0. Pico trying to be the spoiler. He doesn't want to go down 0-2-1. You know, I'm looking at both you and DemBoys, right? Somebody's trying to get a win. Nobody wants to go down to 0-3, but somebody is. And I'm looking at Central C and Thelonious because he's trying to go. Thelonious is also trying to go 3-0, and Central C is he's trying to win and not have a loss, even though he has a tie. He's trying to not have a loss. So 2-0-1 is better than 2-1.
What also makes it interesting is Thelonious Punt has a lot of injuries, so I'd like to see how those injuries affect him, either maybe negatively or positively if he can make some waiver moves.
Yeah, but I'm definitely looking forward to those 3 matches, man. Those look like they're going to be pretty good. These are the matchups for next week. Waivers are going in tonight. I hope you have your waivers in. I don't have any because I'm not sure. I don't need it. I traded away Pittman today. I don't want any Indiana players right now, so that's that for me. But I'm confident going into next week, man. Are you confident going into next week?
I don't know. I don't know. I was confident last week and still ended up losing, so I'm just gonna have to take it day by day. You know, like what did Tyrese say? He's doing the best he can with every 24 hours he gets.
Are you gonna cry too?
No.
Oh, he did say real men cry.
That's fine.
And he looked right at the camera like this, and he's like, real men cry. Little tears.
I'll be alright.
You know, women, they say they like emotion in men. You know, makes them feel safe and secure, like their men actually can listen to them and empathize with them.
Well, the only person that can comment on that is Team Donnie. She's the only woman in the league, so.
And she busting ass right now. Anyway. And moving on to the next section will be our guest today, who's going to talk about his tie, our boy Pico the Guapo. Oh, look at the boy. Look at the boy.
Pico! Yeah. Pico!
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Man, we just chilling, man.
How you doing?
Man, struggle bus. I'm on the struggle bus, y'all.
Hey, yo, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this right now, man. Pico, week 2 is done. You have 0 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. How does that make you feel right now?
1 loss and 1 tie. I believe last season I was undefeated around this time, 2-0. But this season, it's a whole different ball game. I don't know if I, drafted up to par, up to standard, but luck isn't on my side this week. And I'm like pushing the panic button too, because like I don't know what to do. I'm in a pickle right now.
I know. You are. I think you were right. You were undefeated at this point last year. I think you were even undefeated going into week 3, and couldn't get it together, man. I don't know. I'm one to talk about getting things together, but 1-1 is unlike you, Pico, man. It's unlike you, out of character.
See, man, you should have stayed away from the strip club, man. That's what did it. That's what did it.
Stripper Pico.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
I was celebrating my L, y'all boys. I was celebrating my L, and then
celebrating the L before it came. You saw the future, man.
I saw it.
That's crazy.
Then Nico Collins just, he got everything together, but all I needed was 1 more reception or a couple more yards, and I would have sealed the deal. But
yeah,
Me
or switch
playing
your lineup.
right, me playing Najee Harris, which I really thought he was gonna like put in work against Broncos,
Hmm.
but
I don't.
that backfired on me nasty. That backfired on me so nasty. So I learned my lesson.
Yeah,
But
Tua
you
didn't
know
help
what?
you at all either.
I think Tua is what really killed you though. When you really think about it, man. Tua trying to
Yeah,
do what he do, getting
gotta
concussion,
slide. Gotta
got to slide,
slide.
and he had the first
He
down.
had the first
He
down.
had it.
He had the first down, but you didn't want to be Captain Sable, so now he has to scramble that.
Pretty much.
But wishing my boy to
But
a
before we,
speedy recovery.
yes,
Hmm.
yes, of course, Tua, if because we know Tua's watching. Just we wish you the best, speedy recovery. But before we drag you some more, you are the first champion
Yeah.
of the league.
Pop that ring out, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
let's
is
see
it?
the ring, man.
Give me like 2 seconds. Hold on. There's a baby right here.
Mm,
Ooh,
look
that's
at that,
looking
bro. That looking good.
good.
Yeah,
Diamonds on me dancing. That's my baby right here, man.
yeah.
Big Pico with the big ring.
Mm-hmm.
He got some big rings. He got a really big team.
Hey, yo.
It's a song.
It's a
Relax.
song, bro.
Okay.
Relax. And it's from, whoever sang it too is kind of weird too now. So
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say anything. It might be Central C's favorite artist. But I will say the trophy is still being whatever it's being.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be delivered to you. So we should have you back on so you can show everybody. Because of course I don't have another one to show you because we don't know who's gonna win this year.
Yep.
Hopefully it's me. I know you're trying to win it 2 in a row. That'd be insane. But yeah, like I was telling the folks, it's a very nice trophy. I think it's a great addition to the league, and you will enjoy it when it should be getting delivered to you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
Once I get it, I mean, I'll gladly to show it off to all the peasants who's trying to, dethrone me. But hey, expect the unexpected. I could go 7-7, even
Right.
6-8, slide into the playoffs, and go on a magical run again. So let's see
I
what
mean,
happens.
yeah, and that's what you did last season, man.
Mm-hmm.
7-7, got into the playoffs, got the chip with this. You had an amazing playoff run. You were putting up numbers.
Put up the numbers where it mattered.
Yeah. So, nah, man, we can't talk trash about that. But what we can talk trash about is you being winless right now.
Ew,
How do you?
what do we call co-parenting?
Yeah, man. So
Co-parenting with
who's
Central
the?
C.
Yeah, who's the daddy? Is it
Hey,
you or is it him, man?
that boy, he need to respect his elders. So
Mm. So you claiming your father role.
yeah, I came back to give him his milk.
All right. You went to more. You took the paternity test.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right,
All right,
Daddy Pico.
well, I think we need one more matchup to figure that one
I
out.
think we do have a matchup. I think week 11, week 12, further down the line.
Oh, that's deep.
Further down the line.
That's for the marbles.
That's playoff implications right there.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
both teams are in the position to be in the playoffs. But even if they're not, for any reason, I call it the Pico C Bowl. You know what I mean?
Right.
That right there might need a ring by itself.
Yeesh.
And we're in the same
That
division.
rivalry is unmatched. And y'all in the same division, so the
yeah.
playoff implications is gonna be even crazier. Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one to watch. So Pico Central C round 4. No, round 3.
4.
Round 4.
Yep.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
And you're right behind them in the standings too, so it's not like you're far off. Yeah, well, obviously the season just started. It's only 2 games in, so you're basically a game behind him. But the question I have is, dude, looking to the future, right? How do you feel going up against Donnie? Is he going to drop 3-0 on your Tet, or are you going to give her that first L?
To be honest, I haven't looked at the matchups yet, but I believe if I play the right players, it could be a game. We can make it a game.
Currently, you're projected to be higher by 4 points. You're projected 140. She is projected 136. She also did put up 147 on me last week. So we know what she can do. You think you can put up around those numbers?
With ease.
With ease.
This man said with ease.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you got Brock Purdy in there. Brock Purdy is playing well. I think having the football in his hands, you can trust that he's going to not turn it all over. So you'll get better production there at quarterback, but easily put up 140. So that
Mm-hmm.
puts you, if that's the case, that puts you top 3 teams in the league because Teddy and Thelonious Pond are putting up 130 plus.
Like I said,
Can I say this though? I feel disrespected.
why?
Is that?
I've noticing something. I don't know if it's because y'all cats just don't like me, but going into listen, last season I tied for the best record with Central C going into the playoffs. I went to the finals, yada yada yada. I lost. It doesn't even matter, right? During the draft, everybody was talking about how at one point it was C Blizzard team is the best team. For those point, it's the best team. A bunch of ain't nobody mentioned me. You know what I'm saying? I dropped whatever I lost last week. Till this week, and y'all still talking about other cats being the best team, and nobody still ain't mentioning me in the chat, bro. Like
I just said you top 3. I just said you top 3. Pico
top
would
one.
be.
Oh, brother.
No, because Thelonious Pond is undefeated and he beat you. So if he beat
See?
you, if you're top dog and Thelonious Pond beat you, that means Thelonious Pond's top dog.
Hey, listen, man, that is true, but I'm just saying I deserve my respect. Now, thank you for saying that I'm top 3. I'm just saying all this time in the chat when cats have been talking, ain't nobody mentioned me as a top team in the league.
It's because
You
you're the
talking about
commissioner.
everybody else.
You're the commissioner, bro. No one likes the principal.
You can rig the league if you wanted to.
But hey, nah, I can't do that.
No one really likes the principal, man. We're just cordial with them.
It is what it is, man. You know what? I'm gonna just start dropping 150 on everybody moving forward, man. That's what I'm.
If you do that, your name will be in
don't let me
discussion.
catch you. Don't let me catch you in the finals again. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't let me
fool
catch
me
you in the
once.
finals.
Fool me once, shame on me. I know that's not how the saying goes, but
you tried. It's okay. Yeah. You tried. You're from the islands.
I pulled the. I did my best George Bush impersonation.
Yeah. So for this week, Pico, out of all the teams that are playing, do you have a game either that you think is game of the week or a game that you are looking closely on? It can be your own game or someone else.
I have to say either me and Donnie or Thelonious Punt and who does he go against?
Central C.
Yeah, either me. So I'm looking to put a 1 in the L column against Donnie.
I see you.
And I hope Central C puts a 1 in the L column against Thelonious Punt.
So you're saying you don't want any undefeated teams going in into week 4?
Nope. We all gotta suffer together. Lose or draw.
Really?
I'm with you.
Not even the enemy of my enemy?
Yeah, correct.
This man said the enemy of my enemy is still my enemy.
Correct.
Because technically you would want Thelonious Punt to win, so Central C can get that L. If you get that win, I don't know how that's gonna work because you'd both be 1-1-1, and you tied with each other. So
1-1-1, then the person who scored the most points so far in the season would take the top.
That would be Central C. So you're hoping for a big day, Pico. You need a big day.
The Central C's 35 points ahead of you so far in the season.
We can make it happen.
Plus whatever he's gonna put up.
And then plus, everyone's been hitting the panic button. Everyone's been, trading left and right. So,
we got trade drama in the chat today.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Yes, sir. Pico, there's been some trades. There's trade drama again. How does it feel to be on the outside looking in, knowing that those two were your partners in crime of the Commonwealth, and we see how they snake dealing, and now the snake dealing bit them back, and there's beef.
Hey, best of luck to those brothers. Continue to swindle amongst each other. It's not gonna last long. They may not even make the playoffs after this. After all these crazy transactions, so we gonna see. We gonna see. So everybody who stayed put. I know me and KxngTrizz over here, Negro Damas, we had a little transaction of ourselves. So
yeah. I didn't even see. This is breaking news to me. Let me go ahead.
What's crazy is that we talked about this trade in the chat 2 days before that.
In public, yeah.
Oh, okay. You got Terry McLaurin and Michael Pittman Jr. You guys switching up.
And because I've been said, I'm dropping Pittman. I've been said that. And he said, yo, let me get Pittman. I'll give you McLaurin. I'm like, I bet. I'll do it. But what I tell you, let's wait till the week is over.
Wait till the week is over. You know, that was
Yeah.
smart because I did do a trade and I feel like I did it a little bit prematurely, not waiting for the Monday games and the Tuesday reset. But I did trade I did trade Brendan Ayuk and Jonathan Taylor. Gave them to DemBoys, and I acquired Austin Eckler and Tyreek Hill. It's a fair trade, I guess. I was able to get Tyreek, but without Tua there, his numbers could go down. And without Debo there, Ayuk's numbers went up, and Jonathan Taylor's numbers are up as well. So this is my first trade ever.
That's a bargain, bro. You got him at a bargain.
Yeah.
Yes,
To be honest.
Yeah.
I did, but it only depends on production.
We'll see how they use them. And congratulations on your first trade, man. I know in your fantasy history you don't like to trade at all.
I have
You
never
know, you're not
traded
part
in
of that.
all 11,
Yeah.
12, 13 years.
Yeah. Nah, I be trading. But I only trade when I see it's beneficial for me and my partner. You know, I don't like to swindle people. Pico and I did an amazing trade last year. Unfortunately, that trade is what ended up costing me the finals because the guy I gave him who was subpar all season just went off
showed out
in the final game.
Yeah.
That boy Pickens. And I got him back again. Yeah. I got him, man. You want him?
For me?
Pico, you want Pickens?
For who?
I mean, he gave you that chip. We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
That's fair.
Dealings live on the pod. I love it.
Hey, man, nah, that's fine, man. But, you know, as we know, we've seen this happening that the moment the draft was over, the swindlers, two swindlers, they've been sending blind trades.
Not even an hour.
Bro, they've been sending blind trades for weeks, and finally somebody bit, and unfortunately it didn't go over.
Yo, ESPN
Cats wanted me to veto trades.
They didn't even give us the grade to our draft. They started sending trade offers.
Yeah, man. So what does that tell you? What does it tell you? These are guys who are not confident in their teams and their players. And they're very insecure. That's not good managerial skills. No wonder they couldn't make it far. These guys have no playoff wins at all.
I can't argue that.
Yeah. You know.
Can't argue that.
Anyway, that being said, Pico, man, it was good to have you on the pod. Hopefully you join us again very soon. We can have more conversations and rash more people, talk some more trash. But this has been great. Week 2 is in the books. We're moving on to week 3. Hopefully we can have no undefeated teams. Probably we'll have a couple of 0-3 teams. You never know. But yeah, man. But it's been great, man. So we'll see you guys next week on the SNL pod, man. See you guys later.